What if I told you you could get a pro-level frame for only 1,500 Australian dollars? You totally can, and it's totally this. The frame of the bike is made of Delusio smart welded aluminium. Now that means it's hydroformed tube sections welded just before the junctions around the head tube and bottom bracket. So it's kind of different to the traditional miter joints that you'd see on normal aluminium frames. It kind of gives it a bit of a look of lugged aluminium, and Specialized claim that moving those joints away from the bottom bracket and head tube give it a lot more stiffness. It's a really aggressive package. It's got an aero seat tube, a colossal down tube, and a massive bottom bracket shell. The frame set itself is completely alloy, but the fork is the S-Works carbon fork taken from a tarmac, and the seat post is the Venge carbon seat post taken from the Venge, obviously. The geometry is really aggressive and race focused. Its reach is relatively long, but not overly long. The stack is quite low and the wheelbase is really short. It's easily the shortest wheelbase on a bike I've ridden. Head angle is a very aggressive 73.5 degrees and the seat angle is also an aggressive 74 degrees. Overall, it is an incredible amount of speed for only 1,500 bucks. Now before we kick things off, I've got a full written review of this frame on La Velocita, so head to the description for a link to that. So what's it like to ride with all of those very aggressive numbers? It is very stiff and very agile. Those really aggressive angles in the short wheelbase mean that it changes direction incredibly fast. It's very good at going downhill as well, once you're used to it. Once you're used to how fast it handles at the front, you can get it down descents really quickly. And I've had a lot of fun going downhill on this bike. Going uphill is awesome too. It is very stiff. You're not losing any of your power through the frame at all. But I understand that this bike is not going to be for everyone. It is very stiff, and it's always very stiff. It is very fast handling. It's very twitchy. It feels kind of nervous and lively, and it's like that all the time. It doesn't really chill out. It's like walking a dog that doesn't really pay attention to you. It just pulls you off in every direction. It's not exactly relaxing. It likes to communicate with you what's going on the road underneath you. Hey gents, it's bumpy. It's really bumpy. Can you feel it? Can you feel how bumpy it is? I just want you to know that it's bumpy, okay? But I like it, I like how lively it is. I like the fact that it's a little bit nuts. And I know that a lot of people do like a bike that they are really connected to when they ride. They like the fact that there's a lot of feedback coming through the frame, and there is a lot of feedback coming through this thing. Which brings me on to my next point, that if you're gonna get one, you're gonna want to build it up with good finishing kit. I have some really high quality Cinelli handlebars at the front. I have my favorite Tune Comvor carbon saddle at the back, and that means that it's actually pretty nice. I also have some nice wide aluminium clincher rims, and I always run good tires. I've got Specialized turbo cottons on them at the moment. So I think that's a really important thing. If you're planning on buying the frame set and building up around it, spend a bit of money to get good quality stuff, because it really does make a huge difference. So I know a lot of people might be thinking that the roughness and the slight harshness to the ride might just be alloy. It's not. I actually have a Cannondale CAD 12 over in the corner there that I'm reviewing at the moment as well, and that is nowhere near as crazy stiff or as harsh as this thing. This thing is just a race-focused bike. It's what it exists to do. Go fast. It doesn't really want to take good care of you. So if you are considering an Allez, be prepared for a bike that is a bit of an animal. If you want a bike that is a bit of an animal, this thing is awesome. There is just so much speed in here for only $1,500. It is a really great value package overall. But it is quite polarizing. I've lent this to a few friends. A couple of them have really liked it, a couple of them really haven't. So in that sense, it can be a little bit hard to recommend, because you have to like a bike that's really aggressive, and you have to be willing to accept a ride that's really firm. But if you're into that, then this thing is great, and I highly recommend it. I'm glad I own it. This thing really turns heads with that crazy paint job. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of the crazy Allez Sprint. It's not going to be for everyone, but I think a lot of people will really enjoy riding it. Again, head on down to the link in the description below for my full review on La Velocita. If you own one of these bikes, let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Thank you for joining me as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff. I'll see you next time, maybe for a review of that CAD 12 over there. See ya!